Welcome. I am Tracy Dotterman. My team includes Bruce Anaya, Sam Beach, Josh Gaddy, and Lauren Johnston. We will be presenting the marketing plan for Biocon's launch of the cancer drug Biomab. After reviewing the highly successful phase 2 results of new cancer drug Biomab, the Biocon marketing team reviewed options for launch. Our recommendations are contained in this comprehensive marketing plan. The focus of our launch campaign will be oncologists who treat patients suffering from head and neck cancer who practice in India. We know that this market segment may have an aversion to immediate adoption of a new treatment because they may be seeing acceptable results from currently available treatments, including surgery, radiotherapy, and chemotherapy. However, we believe they will be compelled to add Biomab to their standard treatment protocol for head and neck cancer once they see our remarkable 100% response rate when used in combination with chemo and radiotherapy. Because 95% of our end customers are self-paying, we plan to launch in the Indian market with an Indian brand discount to ensure that we are able to both capture as large of a market segment as possible and provide life-saving care in an ethical manner. We realize that low pricing may lead to concern about quality, but we feel the accessibility combined with the efficacy data from phase 2 trials will overcome any misperceptions and lead to the acquisition of the greatest number of customers and lives saved. Once approval to market Biomab is obtained from the DCGI, we recommend launching with traditional pharmaceutical distribution in order to capture as much of the market as possible, as quickly as possible. A competing drug is already in phase 3 trials, but we believe our appeal to our target market with efficacy and pricing will give us a competitive advantage, though we acknowledge this as a threat to our brand image. And now I'll turn it over to Bruce.
Hi, this is Bruce Anaya. Our value proposition is for leading Indian oncologists who treat head and neck cancer patients. Biocon offers Biomab, a targeted biological therapy cancer treatment which, unlike ImClone's Herbidex, provides a cost-effective 6-dose treatment with fewer side effects and includes dedicated support and education to patients and their families. Looking at our SWOT analysis, our strengths are: we have a competitive price in comparison to Herbidex by offering an Indian brand discount price of $1,000 per dose versus $5,000. The efficacy of Biomab in combination with radio and chemotherapy is 100% response rate. Our weaknesses are, Biomab's weaknesses are, it's not known as an expert in cancer drugs. They would also be the first proprietary drug for the Indian market, which means they would start at a weak position and might be seen as inexperienced. Our opportunities, there's a growing economy in India by 9% annually with a potential for the market size to improve. Threats, Herbidex has a strong hold on the market as the first mover advantage and is a trusted brand with a foothold in the US market and already has developed some strong partnerships. Our partners are a joint venture with Simab on cancer drug Biomab. Allies, doctors would become allies in advocating for Biomab to cancer patients. Next slide, please. Taking a look at an analysis of the competition, while radiotherapy, surgery, and chemotherapy have been the main forms of cancer treatment, Biocon's main competition is Herbidex, which is manufactured by ImClone Systems. Herbidex was developed in the United States for the US market and has gained approval from the US Food and Drug Administration. At the same time, ImClone has strong partnerships such as Bristol Myers and Merck KJAA. Herbidex is available in 53 countries and is already introduced into the Indian market. The only difference is that Herbidex was introduced as a cancer treatment of colorectal cancer. At the moment, Herbidex is a step ahead of Biocon in phase 3 trials, while Biomab was still in phase 2 trials. However, Biomab showed signs of having a significant advantage over Herbidex when looking at their efficacy rate. Surprisingly, while still in phase 2 trials, Biomab in combination with radio and chemotherapy had shown a 100% response rate in patients and did not produce the skin rash side effects as Herbidex had. Overall, Biomab has shown to be more promising than Herbidex. Biomab is one step behind, but with further development, it could prove to be the next best neck and head cancer treatment for patients. And now, Josh Gaddy.
Hello, I will be going over our strategy and marketing blueprint. For strategic objectives, given the advanced progress from competitors, Biocon needs to release Biomab immediately prior to completion of phase 3 trials so they can benefit from first mover advantage. To do this, Biocon should stick to traditional pharma distribution channels for the initial rollout, but develop generic drugs and a sales team to grow faster once phase 3 trials are completed. Biomab is a superior product and needs to be recognized by oncologists as the best option in this space. I will also dive into the 4 Ps. Biomab is a targeted biological therapy cancer treatment with a cost-effective 6 doses and fewer side effects. We should still price somewhat aggressively because the target market in India is limited due to affordability. Pricing should be listed similar to international level at 4,000, but still provide the Indian brand discount price at 1,000 to reach a wide audience given the challenges with affordability. Biocon should still stick with traditional pharma channels initially and not direct sales to start, so Biocon can ensure a smooth product launch in India while also giving Biocon enough time to develop generic drugs and a sales team. The end user will receive recommendations from oncologists about Biomab. There should be marketing across end user and distribution channels, but it's important to establish a relationship with oncologists as they will be recommending the product and will be the target for direct sales teams later. Next slide. For the product lifecycle planning, at the introduction is an early stage of Biomab. We will need to be aggressive to roll out Biomab in the Indian market to gain the first mover advantage. Biocon can also take this time to develop generic drugs and fully train a direct sales team while waiting for phase 3 trial results, which can take around 1 to 4 years. In the growth stage, Biomab will be expanding and being adopted. Biocon needs to roll out direct sales teams to sell Biomab directly to oncologists, cutting out the pharma channels while getting a huge boost from developed suite of cancer generic drugs. Biocon can also expand Biomab to target other cancerous areas to widen the target market and to expand globally. At maturity, maximum profit will be reached from Biomab after reaching all types of cancer areas possible from this product. Biocon will be working on other proprietary drugs that we can roll out using the same direct sales teams already established from Biomab and generic drug sales. This stage is a perfect opportunity to provide support and information to patients and families through consumer outreach, which will bring further positive awareness to the company and show the benefits of Biomab as Biocon takes next steps forward. In the decline stage, eventually Biomab will be the less optimal solution for cancer, and Biocon will already be pivoting to other proprietary drugs or manufactured drugs that can take center stage, while Biomab can be an alternative option still available for sale. And Lauren will talk about the next slide.
Thanks, Josh. As Josh and Bruce stated previously, of course, my dog is barking now. Our initial pricing strategy will include a market price of $4,000 to maintain our perceived product value globally, with an Indian brand discount for the net customer price of $1,000 per dose. We would essentially set the distributor price around $14,000 to include about a 25% profit margin or distributor margin and pass-through fees. We would also require an investment of $25 million for a new manufacturing plant, and COGS, R&D, marketing, and sales expenses would account for about $710. The unit contribution would be approximately $290 per dose, and our break even would then be about 86,207 doses. We are initially planning to target the market segment aimed at patients with advanced stages of cancer and market Biomab to be used in conjunction with chemotherapy, which would represent about 20,000 patients, and calculating six doses per patient, it would give us the projected revenue about $120 million and projected profit of about $9.8 million. We believe that we can capture about 11% of the projected market share with our initial target market segment, leaving us much potential for growth. And if we go to the next slide, going into more detail about our initial market strategy, we propose to begin with a very targeted segment in order to show our true value of our product. We believe that with this 100% response rate in conjunction with chemo will give physicians and patients more confidence with our drug and have it known as premium or superior, thus gaining us more market share. We also have an expanded market potential of approximately 392,000 patients if we expand to other oncological applications. In terms of our customer satisfaction, we plan to immediately begin building a small sales force, which will be dedicated to providing customer support, along with developing valuable relationships with physicians and getting to really know our customers, while we rely on our channel distribution to sell our product. We also plan on beginning to develop support material for our patients and their families in order to differentiate ourselves from competitors and establish us as an Indian drug manufacturer for Indians. We will offer this combined with offering the significant Indian brand discount to make it affordable to families to gain more access to the therapy where it has such a high morbidity rate, and at the same time be profitable for us. Next slide. We will, going into the development of our product growth, both domestically and globally, we will invest in clinical trials, including the phase 3 trial. We'll develop our sales force and then transition from channel sales to direct sales. And we will, in terms of market development, expand to other head and neck cancer patients once we have more physician comfortability, and then invest in customer education, direct consumer advertising, and then go to target government agencies as well as insurance companies. And then on the global side, we will continue to research new partnership opportunities and potentials to license Biomad outside of India, along with growing our global sales force, expanding our manufacturing capabilities, and evaluating potential opportunities in breast or colorectal applications that have a higher incidence rate as well. And Sam will go into additional details regarding this.
So yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the implementation of our marketing plan, focusing on various functions of the company. I wanted to start by discussing sales and marketing. Early on, we're going to utilize traditional pharma as our main sales channel and implement broad but cheaper advertising. Shortly after launch, we plan to invest more in a full sales team with our focus on both direct customer support, as well as building strong relationships with distributors and expanding our sales channels. In the maturity stage with Biomab on the market for a while, we feel that we can use tactics such as testimonials and success stories to drive more attention to the product. We can also focus more on consumer education through tactics such as brochures in doctors' offices and infomercials in this stage. On the operations and research and development side, the focus will be to continue working towards the completion of phase 3 trials. Once we jump that hurdle during the growth stage, hopefully, we plan to continue investing resources into developing other drugs in preparation for expanding outside of India. From a financial standpoint, we feel that the low entry price is a major competitive advantage and one we are all in on preserving before altering it in the maturity stage to achieve profit maximization. Next slide. There are definitely overarching priorities across all these functions as we launch Biomab and try to expand early on, even with the importance of brand awareness and making a strong first impression. We want to continue investing heavily in the research and development side. Once we are further along with clinical trials, we then want to focus on building a strong sales force. As we grow and become more established, we then want to have a better sense of how to tweak prices in certain markets to help achieve a maximum profit. There are risks associated, of course, with aggressive rollout. We may have slower growth and probability early on due to high upfront costs with low prices, which may limit our budget for other resources. We also could have more pitfalls and hiccups due to not having enough clinical trials done at the time of launch, which could hurt our overall brand image and credibility with consumers and leave a poorer first impression. There are ways that we can prepare for this cross-functionally, and timing is very key. In the introduction phase, we are going to build out our sales processes internally, pre-hiring full-time sales team members as a cost-effective way to prepare to scale up our sales force post-launch. Meanwhile, we feel that we can continue to have a steady investment in our research and development team pre- and post-launch to be ready to pivot into the global market when the time comes. Obviously, some of these factors are hard to predict, and we anticipate challenges will arise. But with our plan, we feel prepared to address these challenges and successfully launch and bring a life-changing product to the people of India and across the world. Thank you.